Before you judge the cover of the book that is me, pick it up, dust it off, read the pages as I reveal myself through them. I want any of you who cast stones to put on my shoes. Take the first step. Can you get through to get to the second step? Not many can survive the life I have lived. My first steps lead into a downward spiral of unfortunate events. I was the little girl interrupted by early onset womanhood. Black sheep by the birthright of the woman who gave birth to me. Talented by the passage of my father's genes. What of the third step? In those shoes of mine you wear, can you manage? I don't think you can handle the next set of damages. Deprived of my father, pushed into the conformity of a stepfather, left in the predatory misuse of my childhood, combined by the mishandling of my 6-year-old body. Grape jelly mornings on my lips. What could you know of the life I lived to create me? Take the next step in those shoes. It's not even a quarter of a mile and your feet ache, don't they? Your shoulders weigh too. I can tell by the change in your posture, your walk slouches as you step. Step into the following pages, tread lightly, survival is key. In all your judgment, you fail to see all the things that tried to break me. See, while I lay there, she embraced me and he erased me. As her hands interlock his intrusion on my innocence, her allowance deprives me of yet another parent. Tangling me in a web of lies I learned and lies I told, leaving strangers behind in the rooms and cars where my dignity lay, and fell to her knees, to rise out of the many rooms where wounds filled with father figure seeds were flushed. This next step bears a glimpse of happiness where blue demons lurked in a desolate place, where the skeletons of my past may spill through me, afraid that their evils were my evils too. So I let go of the most beautiful thing that could ever happen to me. Out of fear of destroying all the goodness he possessed, I deprived me of a beautiful son in order to secure his happiness with a life opposite of my own. Let's play the blame game. Point fingers, name names, take trips with guilt, and cry over spilt milk. Let's close our eyes after walking in with our eyes open, forget about love. Allow hate to defeat us. Let's regret beautiful moments in the past. Let's allow anger to consume us. So much so that the silence is heard within the cries. So let's erase each other from each other's paths. But the marks that stain will always remind us. It is as if the days pass and the time from then are black spots in the memory bin, because you spend your days trying to erase the unforgettable. I in turn spend my days trying to forget you, trying to find my way out of the loss that was your capture. I ride the roller coaster that is the emotions of getting over you, yet I still find myself trapped under all that is you. See, the memory that fades you stays here within me. I run into the end of empty bottles and search for the amnesia of you, but to no avail. My heart still returns to the eye of my mind to retrieve the images of original moments that consumed us both. Now, in the present day, the ache has driven us into separate rooms, and sometimes the pain is so loud, it drowns out the sounds of laughter. You have written the ending of this chapter. You gave it all back. You took it all away. I sit in front of this mirror to argue with a reflection that looks like me, sounds like me, moves like me. Yet this reflection is but a distant memory because I don't even see me. I'm trapped in this deception called love. This destruction has taken hold, has taken its toll. I'm defenseless to your stare with no response to your cold hellos. You're angry, and it angers me too. We lost so much in such little time. You condemn me for loving you, for causing you mutual conditions that place me in this rendition of desolation. It's easier to see what's wrong. It's easier to run. It's easier to hide than to stay, than to face it. So save face. Take your space. When the tough got going, you just got going, so go, run, leave, blame me, name me, hate me. You're better at abandoning than fighting. You're better at leaving than staying. You shut down, you shut out, it's just what you do. I'm better at the chasing and the calling. I feel and express. I stay for the fixing of the disarray. I will sustain this, find my way. I won't be the same after these days. I won't be the same after these days. You accuse me of continuing life as if life would stop. What kind of continuance is this? I'm not half the person I used to be, and yes, I do know you're not either, so don't let this attempt to smile fool you. It's just a role I play to go with the things I say in this movie that is my life. Behind the scenes, there isn't an expression that can give you an understanding of what this ending has done to me.
It's serendipity. To finally cross paths with someone who shares your creative vision could be exhilarating, to say the least. To see so much of yourself in someone else, like looking in the mirror, but in disbelief. I see me, I hear me, it's not me, it's someone else. Like an out-of-body experience, so surreal, there we stand beside ourselves. Back to back, the face of night, for the uncommon pleasure of pouring our words into the ears of this audience, to stimulate their minds with thought-provoking lines read between the pen strokes, for the quill that stains his hand to mark these pages with the truth that hurts. Knowing that I'm not alone on this epic journey, I fear nothing with you standing by my side. These truths, some so painful as a heart that's been frozen, could have gone unspoken, slowly eating me alive, softly from the inside. I'm so glad our paths have crossed like two winding roads meeting at the fork. We now travel on this path together as explorers of the verse. It's a blessing, I'm sure.
I've been lost within the transition of my circumstances, stepping on this stage with a wiser perspective at this age, observing through this vortex the difference within the symphonies of our lives, the opposites
in our similarities,
spun down this road blessed by the opportunity gods themselves. My roots call me through the streets of my prose to collaborate with your MC flows for a testing. Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
For Sahir Hamad, here it goes. We are partners in rhyme, united by faith beyond reason. Who would have ever thought
you and I to be
sheer forces of nature, the yin to the yang, opposing forces, yet working harmoniously. By putting words to the page, we lay demons to rest, speaking what's in our minds and getting shit off our chests. We vent,
we rage,
we scream,
we shout, hearts on our sleeves, sometimes worn inside out. Sleeves filled with hearts put back together and torn apart. These muses give us a stage to share what's on this page for the rage that ranges through the pages of life. Use these words like the burning of sage and cleanse the soul of all its strife. And tonight, live life as if it was your last night, and take with you on this good night the affirmation of your life.
Woo!
I almost forgot the city doesn't sleep. Vendors of all calibers, artists, poets, prophets, and thieves. Men make homes of park benches with shopping cart luggage. Addicts with speakeasy slurs search for $1 to get something to eat. Drunks shed pickled sorrows and spit up chunks of truths they will regret in the morning. Late night employees are slaves to at-home responsibilities, heads back on train windows, counting the hours on a paycheck, sifting through their minds for the bill that's due next. Tonight, the city sleeps. She lies comfortably in her burrows. I can see the lights in the parts of her that still lie awake with me tonight. They still twinkle through the windows of skyscrapers and tenement buildings alike. She never sleeps, never finds rest among the 24 hours in a day. She runs on the hustle and bustle of an entire week. But tonight, even the trains sleep, with buses that lie in their slumber. I never knew the city could sleep. Even the streets are silent among us. Hustlers sleep sound for the first time. Guns put away in their holsters. Street pharmaceuticals tucked into their safes. Can you hear that sound? The sound of Sandy howling at the moon. The sounds of a battle being fought without soldiers, yet lives are being lost. Families are being destroyed. Can you hear the crackle of the burning homes over the rushing surge of flooding waters? Can you hear the cries of the Moore brothers who drifted into marshlands? The morning after begins with flood victim rescues. So many attached to hard work put into homes built on blood and sweat. Now tears stream down roads filled with salt water and fallen trees. Coney Island, Far Rockaway, and Staten Island become a playground for looters. Unreported rapes and sewage backups cause flesh-eating viruses to emerge. water recedes, and the death tolls rise to 110. The city weighs heavy in heart. My city hurts, and so do I. Media scenes break the hearts of the strongest men. 40,000 New Yorkers need food, clothes, and homes. The homeless population has doubled in one night of Mother Nature's unwelcomed wrath. We are in the wake of Sandy, and we are mourning the city that doesn't sleep the way New Orleans mourned hers. The human spirit, resilient, but just a little cracked. The human heart gathers with helping hands. We are all doing what we can in a city filled with grief. For the first time in 108 years, we stand in a recovering mass transit system. But this morning, I stand among a stuffed J train, and there's a smile. The smile of a child, and her face bears hope.